Good evening, it's Lindsay. Welcome to BB on Blast. What the fuck just happened? Oh my god, why did that just happen? Why? Davon, you're dead to me, bitch. What? Your boy. Friendship. That speech. And instead we get, oh my god, the first time a woman has won against a man in the final. And it's that fucking annoying bitch against our boy Paul. Pissed. I just can't, like, the whole show, I was just thinking, oh my god, this is working out so well. This is going just the way we want it to. Isn't this perfect? It's amazing. He won the first part of the HOH. He won the next part. It was just like everything. When he took Nicole, I wasn't even bothered because I thought there's no fucking way Nicole couldn't win over him. And then she fucking won over him. Why? I have not been on Twitter. I have not listened to a thing. I literally just watched it, just then. And I've come here to you. It's inexplicable to me. I can only think it was a bit of jury. And when I go back through the votes, we'll be able to work it out. But it's like, Paul would have been such a good winner. He would have been so happy. Imagine how happy he would have been when he was crying with that key and everything. And you denied him for her. That fucking speech she made. That speech he made was amazing. He must have thought he had it in the bag. Her speech ended with, oh, I don't know. No! You do not reward someone who gives a speech that ends in, I don't know. You do not. That is, why have you done this? Why? I hope everyone is as mad as me, because this is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Disgusting. I'm absolutely appalled. But, you know, the way this summer's gone, I'm not exactly surprised, so it's probably quite a fitting end to Big Brother, actually. All right, let's take a breath. Let's relax. Let's go back through and see how this happened. It would be so much more fun to go back through and see how this happened if it had had a happy ending. Okay, so the HOH competition was the cats one. Now, it's been drawn to my attention that some people listen to this podcast who don't watch BB18, so I'll tell you what happened in that HOH competition. Basically, it was set up like a giant cat, I don't know, they were all cats, and it was like a house. They had to like run through a litter tray, run into a water bowl, and then like have to sort of position themselves on the wall. And then they got like sprayed with water and stuff, and they had to like follow like a laser pen around. It looked quite hard, actually. And then they were like sort of hung off the wall. They were kind of being tortured. And I thought, no way is Paul going to be able to win this, because he's like quite a lot bigger than the other two. And I thought he's definitely going to fall off. And then Nicole and James both like fell off like at the same time as each other. I was like, oh, sweet. That is friendship. Nicole said she's going to hang on to this like she's never held on to anything before. I put except for Corey's balls, but now she's won. What can I say? I can't really say anything. Oh yeah, and I thought, considering like how much they must have spent on that competition, they didn't actually show that much of it on the finale show. It was like, what, 3 or 4 minutes? I could have watched like a bit longer of that, but obviously was not to be. So the second part of the HOH competition was really elaborate. So how can I explain this? So it had a roller coaster theme, but yeah, there was like a clue, like who got evicted on whatever day or whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to those things. And they had to put the 3 housemates who the clue applied to in like a roller coaster car. And there was an actual like roller coaster there. Well, not an actual one, but like, you know, like the ghost train or something. And they had to put the housemates in the thing. And then they had to push the roller coaster down a ramp. And then they had to take a photo at the exact right moment when you could see... It's so random. Imagine being like the task person who invented this and being like, yeah, that's explaining it, like, and then what? Oh, and they also had to run up and down these like turnstiles to get back to the start of the ride to see if they took the photo in the right place. It's like when you go on the log flume, you know. So it's really like elaborate setup, and like Nicole was moaning and going, oh, it's like an endurance comp. But then when they revealed the scores, James had done it in 19 minutes. Nicole did it in 7 minutes. So it can't be that difficult. What, you had to run up and down for 7 minutes? Cry me a river. I thought it was quite a good. It was a different kind of HOH task, but it was it good? It like had so much like set to it, but all they did was really like run up and down a bit. It would have been better if they'd gone in the roller coaster themselves in a way. Yeah, so James was struggling to take the photo, and also I hate it when he explains like the task in the diary room. He's like boring. So yeah, then Paul revealed the scores, and then oh god, I'm yawning. That's not good. Because I spent so long trying to fucking download that episode of BB18, and now I'm depressed. Now I've got manic depression as a result of it. The jury segment. They reanimated Dr. Will's corpse from the cryogenics clinic. He doesn't age a day, does he? I don't suppose you would if you look like that, would you? He still looks waxy as hell, though. Like, his forehead looks like, oh, God, looks like a candle. His hair is like a 90s footballer. He's just, yeah. He used to actually be attractive. Mind you, that was like when September the 11th happened. And that's quite a long time ago now, so fair enough. You are allowed to age, it's just he doesn't age. So then, Dr. Will sat around with the jury, and they saw Corey come out because he was the latest person evicted. I've written, everyone seems to hate Nicole and love Paul. So when you're watching the jury segment next time, whoever they seem to hate, that's who's going to win. There was lots of talk of social game. Oh, a great social game. You know, I don't even believe the social game exists. What is the social game? I know I said this before, but it's like the social game is just being nice to people, isn't it? What is there to the social game apart from that? Isn't that just being like a friendly person? Does that mean I've got good social game at work, or social game gets on my nerves? Don't bother emailing in to tell me what it is either. I do know what it is really. I just think it's dumb. No, do email me though, because I appreciate it. I'm so belligerent because Paul's lost. Fuck. Mind you, who wants to hear a happy podcast by me? No one. So then they were saying the merits of James, like what James had done to deserve to win. He had no blood on his hands. I thought he was going to bathe in blood one year. And he played an under-the-radar game. Boring. And they said Paul was crazy manipulative. Who has he manipulated exactly? I've not seen him manipulate anyone. And they said he was obnoxious and mean. He is obnoxious, but he's not mean. So, how can you be mean if your catchphrase is friendship? Shut up. And then they said Nicole's game, she'd been taking out the people who were threats to her game, which is true. But then Corey was saying that when Nicole took out Michelle, it was strategic. Was it fuck strategic? She just didn't like another girl from Michigan being in the house, so shut up. Then Michelle started crying on the jury, which was quite funny. Imagine crying in front of Dr. Will and having Dr. Will have to tell you off. She was like, just change the subject. He's like, we can't change the subject because we're here to discuss Nicole's game. I was like, And then she said to Corey, stop doing that ugly smile at me. And he looked offended that she said he had an ugly smile. But he does. So that was pretty much it for the jury segment. Then for the part 3 of the HOH... Oh, God, it was the scales of just us. That is not a pun that I would approve. Same old fucking set they had last time. Can't they, like, I don't know, mix it up a bit, like, call it something else? I don't know, something. Do something different. I could just imagine, like, dusting that bloody thing off and, like, wheeling it out to the garden. It's embarrassing. It's like when your dad gets the bloody water slide out for the summer. So then, this is the one where they go on the scales and they go up if it's right or down if it's wrong? Fuck knows. But always the strategy in this competition is to always say the opposite of what you think the person would have said. So they have to answer questions about what the jury members would have said about them, and you always, whatever seems like the obvious answer, always go for the opposite answer because it's always a trick question. And then it was quite close, but Paul ended up winning. Woo! Lot fucking good it did him. And what that means, for those who don't know, is he gets to choose out of James and Nicole who he takes with him to the final 2, which ended up being quite a bad decision on his part. But I was quite pleased when he evicted James, and I thought, like, honestly, I thought he could beat Nicole, and obviously he did as well. He's no Cody, but oh god, what happened? I still don't understand what happened. It doesn't make any sense. So just before Paul cast his vote to evict James, he was like sat in his chair, like rocking back and forth. I quite like that. And he ditched James because he said to James, "You stabbed me in the back." So I guess that wasn't like a good reason for ditching James. He should have ditched Nicole because she had a better chance of winning, because James did do fuck all. Oh, it's really annoying. And then James went out and he said, "You earned it, brother," to Paul. Nicole was still whining, even though she got taken to final two. She was going, "What did you say to James? What did you mean by that? Shut up! He just took you to fucking final two, you ungrateful bitch. Shut your mouth." Although I have written here, she deserves it over James. I'll just cross that out. Then Julie interviewed James. I forgot that they even get interviews on the final night. They definitely shouldn't. "Oh, so do you think you and Natalie are going to be in a relationship in the outside world?" "No, they're not." Shut up. He was going on about his social game as well. What's your fucking social game? Begging to be America's favourite player and doing pranks? Fuck you. But I'm tired of James. Go away. So then all the jury members came out. There was some good colour blocking going on. I felt like someone had styled them all nicely. I noticed Julie Chen was wearing a frilly dress. It was kind of disgusting, but it wasn't that bad. Dave Wan looked good, I thought. Michelle was wearing like a floral pantsuit. I thought that actually looked quite good. Victor just had an old grey t-shirt on. Looked like he was going to do another competition. Also, his beard needs a trim, and also his hair needs cutting. Natalie had her old goth Elvira makeup on again. I'm not a fan of her goth look, but I do admire her chutzpah. So the jury got to ask 3 questions to each person. Not like on Big Brother Canada, where like Sarah gets asked like 10 questions and Godfrey gets about 2. Yeah, that's fair. Niche reference for you there. But yeah, one of Paul's questions was basically, do you think your social game was vulgar and you crossed the line, i.e. when you called Michelle a cunt? And he was like, "I can't hide my craziness and my personality." I like that. Like, didn't apologise for calling her a cunt. Just went, "Well, yeah, that's my personality. So shit. Plus, she's a cunt." So I liked it. But even though he called Michelle a cunt, she still voted for him to win. So think on. Good social game. He was right. I noticed Nicole's gingham outfit she was wearing at this point. I'm not sure if looking like a picnic blanket is a good look, but... And Paul was like, "You think he'd dress up for the final?" He had like, if you watch CBB this year, he had one of Bear's old Bermuda shirts on. Backwards baseball cap. Come on, how old are you? And I know how old he is, actually. And what else? Can't remember. So Paul's answers... Maybe this was where Paul went wrong, because I thought the answers he gave to the questions, he sounded quite pissy. He was like quite short and sweet with his answers, but he was quite like abrupt. So I did think at the time, you're like basically begging these people for $500,000. Maybe you should like be a bit nicer to them. But he was quite like, not short, but he wasn't kissing as much ass as he should have been at that point, I thought. And then they were asking Nicole questions. Victor asked Nicole a sexist question. "Did you ride us guys' coattails?" If I was her, I would have said, "Well, I fucking rode yours well, because you're fucking sat out there, bitch, and I'm sat here in this chair." Although that kind of counteracts the thing I just said about ass kissing, so maybe she shouldn't have said that. Oh my God, what do I know? She just won. How did she just win? How did this happen? This isn't happening. It is, unfortunately. Yeah. It is happening, unfortunately. Nicole was so paranoid when she was sat in the chairs. Like, everything people said, like, every time people laughed, she's like, what are they laughing at? It's like, relax, Nicole. Nothing that bad is going on. So then, oh God, sorry, I'm losing my thread. No, it's all good. I haven't paused it yet, so I'm doing quite well. I thought these were the final speeches, but this was still Paul answering questions. He said it was his first time playing the game, which I thought was a good thing against Nicole. Nicole said she sat back and let things happen, which I thought was a really shit thing to say. And then later on she said, "I gave 100%, 1,000% of the time." Now, First off, you can't have 1,000%. Second off, you can't sit back and let things